This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by mindthings.com. Well, I'm standing here with Liam from an organization whose name I've never been able to say before, freenashua.com.
Yep.
You have started an endeavor to bring a little more freedom to Nashua, obviously. But tell me, I mean, are you modeled on Free Keene or Free Manchester, or? I
wouldn't say with that. Free Keene and Free Manchester seem to be modeled down kind of galvanizing activism within those particular towns. Free Nashua is more about just getting people talking together. Basically, when people have got initiatives which they want to work on, there's a platform which they can then go and talk to other people about. And if anyone wants to run for office, then obviously we can help them. We can go out and collect signatures, we can knock on doors, we can help distribute literature, things like that, things of that nature.
So more of an inside the system operation?
Pretty much. I mean, there's lots of anarchists as well in Nashua and the towns around Nashua, so they've got their own things which they'll be working on. My primary focus is in system, but as an organisation kind of focused on everything, not just the in-system, but absolutely everything that comes kind of into Nashua, things we want to do in Nashua. I mean, we've got Jack Smack, who does alt-expo, obviously, just over in Milford, and he's very big into agorism and lots of other agorists around in the area, so kind of just a platform for things rather than kind of direct activism.
Do you have any kind of idea for what an initial project will be, the very first thing you might be working on, or?
What I'm hoping to do is next, obviously 2013 is our next municipal elections. The last time there was elections, 15 out of 18 board positions were uncontested entirely.
Uh-oh.
3 out of all the alderman positions were uncontested, and even the mayor ran uncontested. So
the mayor ran uncontested.
Yeah. So,
oh, brother.
At least getting people at least getting their names onto the ballot. I mean, that would be a great start.
You know, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And in a couple of the wards as well, people won with like 8 votes.
Yeah.
So this is something where if we can kind of get people voting and get people onto the ballots in the first place, we've got a very good chance of getting people kind of into the city government and starting to make some real change there. So.
Well, I have been to one of the Board of Aldermen meetings, and I was one of 2 citizens who attended. Right? It was practically empty. Yep. So it's like the democracy can't function if there's no democracy going on, if no people aren't actually contesting elections.
I mean, I'm hoping that we can get kind of a crowd to show up there. Maybe not like just kind of berating them, but just so they know there's people watching them, there's people who are kind of keeping an eye on what they're doing.
Right.
And hopefully also keep track of kind of what they're spending money on, what things they're doing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the city government have basically just had the run of things for forever, basically.
Well, I will say 2 positive things. Well, I have a lot of positive things I could say about the city of Nashua and even about the government, but there is, when I went there to speak for the board with a complaint, they were pretty receptive, you know, and they some of them came up to me and apologized afterwards. One of them took my case before the board herself, and they also cut the police budget 3% last year, so there's some good stuff going on, even without the democracy.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's not so much they're bad people or they're anti-liberty or anything like that. They're just used to not having any voices telling them, oh, this is another way we can do things. And I think Free Nashua and the activists in Nashua can provide that voice and maybe not swing things hugely kind of towards liberty, but certainly start the ball rolling and kind of get the movement going. I mean, and as a town, Nashua is just fantastic. I mean, we've got the jobs, we've got the retail,
and you have the prices. Things are very inexpensive in Nashua, except for rent.
And gas. Manchester beats us on gas, unfortunately, so...
Okay. Well, I always thought, I don't know about that, but yeah, it's still, there are some things that are more expensive, but mostly it's a great market town.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, well, I hope you will be a greater market town after you're done with it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Liam.
No problem.
Have you played your fill of pro-government video games? mindthings.com could be the solution. It's free, imaginative, and you can play it entirely in your web browser. Recolonize the smothered earth, dig up cool artifacts, compete with other players in a free market scramble. Just remember to use the coupon code RIDLEY. That gives you twice the mining rate. mindthings.com